Are you waking up 2, 3, maybe even 4 times a night just to use the bathroom? At first, it might seem like a minor annoyance, but over time, it wears you down. Your sleep is broken, your energy is drained, and mornings start feeling like recovery missions instead of fresh starts. But here's the kicker, this isn't just about sleep. This is your prostate trying to get your attention. And if you're over 60, it's a message you can't afford to ignore. Now, most men are told the same thing, it's normal. It's just age. Live with it. But that's not the whole truth. There's a conversation that should be happening in every doctor's office the moment you hit 60. A conversation that doesn't involve more pills, surgeries, or expensive treatments. Instead, it's about 3 simple, science-backed daily habits that can radically transform your prostate health. I'm talking about better sleep, less urgency, stronger flow, and something even more important, peace of mind. These are habits most men have never heard of, and the third one? Let's just say it'll raise a few eyebrows, but it could be the most powerful of all. So if you've been living with that constant pressure, that middle-of-the-night routine, or that quiet embarrassment, stay with me. Because what you're about to hear could change how you live the next 10, 20, even 30 years of your life. And it all starts by understanding why this is happening in the first place. Let's start with something most men were never properly taught. Your prostate is a small gland about the size of a walnut. It sits just below your bladder, and it wraps around your urethra, the same channel that carries urine out of your body. And that last part? That's the key. Because here's what happens. As you age, especially after 50 or 60, your hormones start to shift. That little walnut-sized gland? It begins to grow. Slowly, quietly, and in most cases, without any warning signs at first. But since it surrounds the urethra, even a little bit of swelling is like stepping on a garden hose. The flow weakens, the pressure builds, and soon you're left with one of the most common and frustrating experiences men face: constant urges, difficulty starting, weak stream, and the feeling that you never fully emptied your bladder. It's not just inconvenient, it's exhausting. And here's the reality most men aren't told. By age 60, over half of all men are already experiencing some degree of this prostate enlargement. By age 70, that number climbs to nearly 70%. But despite how common it is, there's a dangerous mindset that follows. A quiet voice that says, well, I guess this is just part of getting older. And that belief is where so many men get stuck. Because the moment you accept this as just aging, you stop looking for solutions. You stop asking questions. You stop fighting back. But the truth is, this isn't something you have to just live with. You're not powerless here. There are real, natural ways to support your prostate. Ways that are backed by science, overlooked by most doctors, and shockingly simple to start. And now that you understand why your body is doing this, it's time to flip the script. Let's talk about the first daily habit that could change everything. Here's the part that no one tells you, and yet it's backed by decades of research. Prostate problems are not an unavoidable part of aging. Let that sink in for a second. Yes, hormonal changes happen. Yes, the prostate tends to grow with age. But the uncomfortable truth is that for millions of men, the symptoms they're living with aren't just because they're getting older, they're because no one ever showed them another way. We live in a world where every solution seems to come in a pill bottle. But medications often come with side effects, some mild, some life-altering. And even then, they rarely solve the problem. They just mask the symptoms. What if there was another path? Science is finally catching up to something that many ancient traditions have known for centuries, that the body can regulate and heal itself when you give it the right conditions. That's where these 3 simple habits come in. They don't require expensive supplements or dramatic lifestyle overhauls. In fact, they're so simple, you might doubt them at first. But research and real men's experiences prove they work. The first habit starts with something you've probably been told your whole life, but never in the way that actually matters. Let's talk about it. Drink more water. You've heard it 1,000 times. And maybe you've even tried it, carrying around a giant water bottle, chugging down glass after glass, hoping it'll help. But here's what almost no one tells you. It's not just about how much water you drink, it's about when you drink it. This is where smart hydration comes in, and it's one of the simplest, most overlooked ways to take pressure off your prostate. Here's the science behind it. When you don't drink enough during the day, your urine becomes concentrated, thicker, darker, loaded with waste and inflammatory compounds. That concentrated urine irritates your bladder and prostate, which can trigger inflammation and make every symptom worse: urgency, frequency, discomfort, and those dreaded nighttime wake-ups. But here's the twist that makes all the difference. The majority of your water intake should happen in the first 2/3 of your day. That means drink more in the morning and afternoon, then taper off drastically after 6 p.m. In the evening, switch to light sips only when you're thirsty. Why? Because flooding your system late in the day pushes your bladder into overdrive right when your body is supposed to be resting. It's like giving your kidneys a night shift when they should be clocking out. And yes, there's data behind this. One study found that men who adjusted their hydration pattern this way saw up to a 40% reduction in nighttime bathroom trips. That's not just better sleep, it's better hormone balance, better recovery, and better energy the next day. So if you're constantly waking up at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., stumbling to the bathroom in the dark, this one simple change could give your nights back. And it gets better from here. Because the next habit is even easier, and it works on a deeper level than most men realize. Let's talk about what happens when you actually start sleeping through the night again. We're not just talking about avoiding a few annoying trips to the bathroom. We're talking about restoring the deepest, most vital process your body depends on every single night: recovery. See, your body does most of its repair work while you sleep. That's when your testosterone gets balanced, your immune system recharges, and your internal inflammation cools down. It's not just rest, it's rebuild time. But when you're jolted awake 2, 3, or even 4 times a night, all of that healing gets cut short. Your body stays in survival mode. Your energy drops, your stress goes up, and over time, your hormones get out of sync. And guess what one of the first places to suffer is? Your prostate. Sleep and prostate health are deeply connected. The less you sleep, the more your inflammation rises. The more your inflammation rises, the more pressure builds on your urinary system. It becomes a vicious cycle. But with this hydration strategy, that cycle starts to break. You finally give your bladder a rest. You stop irritating your prostate with nighttime overload. And suddenly, your body has the chance to breathe again. We've seen men who haven't slept a full night in years finally getting 7 uninterrupted hours. And their response is always the same. I didn't realize how exhausted I was until I finally woke up actually rested. All that from just drinking water at the right times. But now let's take it a step further. Because the next habit doesn't just support your sleep, it actually fights prostate inflammation at its root. And it only takes 10 minutes a day. Now, what if I told you one of the most powerful ways to protect your prostate doesn't involve a supplement, a diet, or a doctor's visit? Just a short, light walk, 10 to 15 minutes, right after your main meals. Sounds too simple to matter, right? But the science behind it is remarkably clear. This isn't a fitness hack, it's a prostate health game changer. Here's why. Every time you eat, your blood sugar naturally rises. That's normal. But when it spikes too high and stays there too long, something dangerous happens beneath the surface. Your body enters a state of chronic low-grade inflammation. And that inflammation? It fuels the growth of your prostate, increases pressure on your bladder, and creates the very symptoms that keep men up at night. But here's the good news. A landmark study in the journal Diabetes Care found that a 15-minute walk after each meal was actually more effective at controlling blood sugar than doing one longer 45-minute walk at any other time of day. Why? Because those short walks help your muscles immediately use the sugar in your bloodstream before it becomes a problem. Less sugar floating around means less inflammation, and less inflammation means a calmer, healthier prostate. You're not just walking off a meal. You're walking away from chronic inflammation and toward real relief. This isn't about getting a six-pack or training for a marathon. It's about taking a few minutes, 3 times a day, to tell your body, I'm helping you reset. And that reset could be the difference between another restless night and a quiet one. But if you think this habit is simple, wait until you hear what's coming next. Because the third one, it's the most surprising of them all and the most misunderstood. At first glance, it might not seem like blood sugar has anything to do with your prostate. But once you understand how the two are connected, it all starts to make sense. When your blood sugar spikes, especially after meals, it doesn't just affect your energy levels or weight. It triggers a silent storm inside your body called systemic inflammation. This is a slow, smoldering fire in your tissues, and over time, it damages everything from your arteries to your hormones to, yes, your prostate. In fact, some of the most respected research today shows that chronic inflammation is one of the main drivers of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, that uncomfortable, swollen prostate condition that so many men deal with silently. But here's the good part. Every time you take that light 10-minute walk after a meal, you're lowering your post-meal blood sugar, cooling that internal fire, and giving your body a chance to heal instead of react. And this doesn't just help your prostate. Lower inflammation means better cardiovascular health, steadier hormones, improved brain function, and even a lower risk of certain cancers. It's all connected. So don't underestimate this habit just because it's simple. A walk around the block is never just a walk. It's a message to your body, we're not going to let inflammation run the show anymore. But now, we move from the body to something even more personal. Because the next habit isn't talked about often, but it might be the most effective one of all. Alright, this next one is going to surprise a lot of people. It's not about food. It's not about exercise. It's not even about what time you go to bed. It's about something deeply personal, something most men never talk about, even with their doctor. But the science is too strong to ignore. I'm talking about what I call natural prostate cleansing, a medical term for something that might feel taboo to say out loud, regular ejaculation. And before you brush that off or feel awkward, let's look at the facts. A groundbreaking study from Harvard University followed over 30,000 men for nearly 20 years. What they discovered was stunning. Men who ejaculated 21 times per month or more had up to a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to those who did it less frequently. That's not a theory. That's decades of data from one of the most respected institutions in the world. But why does it work? Think of your prostate like a small internal filter. Over time, fluid builds up inside it, along with dead cells, toxins, and microscopic waste products. When that waste just sits there, it increases inflammation and raises the risk of long-term problems. But regular ejaculation acts like a flush, a way for your prostate to clean itself out, reset, and stay healthy. It doesn't matter whether this happens with a partner or through self-stimulation. The medical benefit is tied to frequency, not method. And let's be honest, this is a topic men often avoid out of embarrassment or confusion. But as a health issue, this is normal, it's natural, and it's proven to protect you. So if you've been made to feel guilty or hesitant about this part of your health, it's time to reframe it. Because the truth is, your prostate benefits when you don't ignore this part of yourself. And in the next section, we're going to connect the dots between all 3 habits and show you how they work together to give your prostate the relief it's been waiting for. Let's take a moment to address something important, the silence around this habit. Even though we now know that regular ejaculation can dramatically reduce your risk of prostate problems, it's still one of the least discussed aspects of men's health. Why? Because somewhere along the way, it became a topic surrounded by shame, embarrassment, or outdated beliefs. But when you strip away the social discomfort and look at the science, here's what you find. This isn't a moral issue. It's not a character issue. It's a medical issue, and it deserves to be treated like one. Just like walking after meals or hydrating properly, this is a simple, natural action your body was designed for. And when done regularly, it keeps your prostate cleaner, less inflamed, and functioning the way it should. For men without a partner, let's be clear, this is still beneficial. Self-stimulation carries the same health advantages. The Harvard study made no distinction. What matters is consistency, not context. And if this conversation feels awkward, that's okay. Many men were never given permission to talk about these things openly, even with their doctor. But that ends here. Because taking care of your prostate means acknowledging all the ways your body works, and all the tools available to you to stay healthy, strong, and free from avoidable pain. If you've ever felt like this part of your life had to be hidden or ignored, let this be your reminder, this is your health. It belongs to you. And you have every right to understand it, own it, and protect it. And when you put this into context, alongside smart hydration and strategic walking, you'll realize something powerful. These habits don't just work alone. They work together. Let's talk about how. So now you've got the full picture. 3 habits, each one simple. But here's where it gets exciting. They're not just individually helpful. Together, they create a powerful chain reaction inside your body. Let's break it down. 1. Smart hydration reduces the irritation your prostate faces daily. It keeps your urine clean, your bladder calm, and your prostate from constantly dealing with concentrated toxins. 2. Strategic walking cools chronic inflammation, lowers blood sugar, and improves circulation, taking pressure off not just your heart and brain, but your prostate, too. 3. Regular ejaculation flushes out old fluids, dead cells, and harmful buildup from the prostate itself, literally acting as an internal cleanse. Now imagine those 3 working in harmony. Your system is cleaner. Your inflammation is lower. Your prostate isn't inflamed, squeezed, or overloaded. And the results? Fewer bathroom trips, deeper, uninterrupted sleep, better hormone balance, and even a reduced risk of prostate cancer. This isn't magic. It's basic biology working the way it's supposed to, finally without interference. The best part? None of this requires medication, expensive supplements, or huge lifestyle overhauls. Just a few intentional actions, repeated daily, that slowly but surely start rewiring your health from the inside out. But before we go any further, there's one thing you must understand. These habits are a powerful foundation, but they're not a replacement for one critical thing. Let's talk about that next. Before you run with these habits and think, I've got this handled, there's a major trap that catches a lot of men off guard. Even if you drink water like a pro, even if you walk every day, even if you keep your plumbing flowing regularly, there's still one silent enemy that can undo all your progress without you even knowing. And that enemy is chronic prostate inflammation. Here's the scary part. You don't always feel it. It doesn't always show up in scans. And by the time symptoms hit, you might already be dealing with erectile dysfunction, sleep-disrupting urgency, pain or pressure in your lower abdomen, or worse, early signs of prostate growth. Doctors call it subclinical inflammation. It hides deep in the tissue, quietly aging your prostate, messing with your hormones, and increasing your risk of long-term damage. And guess what? The 3 habits we talked about? They help reduce inflammation, but they're not always strong enough to reverse it fully. That's why many men do everything right and still feel like nothing's working. So if you're serious about reclaiming your energy, restoring your confidence, and reducing your bathroom trips, you need more than just good habits. You need something that goes deeper, something that gets to the root of this inflammation and flushes it out at the source. And there's good news. A growing number of health experts now point to a rare herbal blend that's been quietly used for centuries, and it's finally getting the scientific attention it deserves. It targets prostate inflammation directly. It supports hormonal balance, and it's helping thousands of men finally feel normal again. So what exactly is this natural blend, and why is Big Pharma quietly hoping you never hear about it? That's coming next. When modern medicine throws its hands up and says, "Just live with it," that's usually the moment ancient wisdom steps in. For centuries, healers in Asia and parts of the Mediterranean have used a rare combination of herbs to cool inflammation, shrink swollen tissue, and restore male vitality long before words like prostate even existed. Now, science is finally catching up. Recent clinical studies show that specific plant extracts, when used together, can significantly reduce the root causes of prostate discomfort. We're talking about saw palmetto, which helps block the enzyme that triggers prostate swelling; stinging nettle root, a natural DHT balancer that's been linked to better flow and less urgency; Pygeum africanum, which supports healthy urine volume and bladder emptying; and beta-sitosterol, a plant sterol shown to improve overall prostate function. Individually, these herbs are strong, but when combined in precise ratios, they become a natural powerhouse. And here's the kicker. They don't just target symptoms. They go after the root causes: inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and cellular aging inside the prostate. Some men report sleeping through the night again. No more embarrassing leaks or urgent runs to the bathroom. A noticeable lift in energy, drive, and confidence. So why haven't you heard about this from your doctor? Because these natural compounds can't be patented. And without a patent, there's no billion-dollar incentive for pharmaceutical companies to push them. No flashy commercials. No massive ad campaigns. Just real ingredients that quietly work. But there's one important detail. Not all supplements are created equal. Many prostate pills on the market underdose the herbs or skip key ingredients entirely. If you want real results, you need a formula that 1. Uses clinically backed dosages. 2. Contains zero fillers or junk additives. 3. And is made in a facility that follows strict quality standards. Luckily, there's one blend that checks all the boxes, and thousands of men are switching to it every month. In fact, the reviews are so positive, some are calling it a natural reset button for men over 60. So what is it, and how do you get it? Let's wrap things up and show you exactly where to go. If you're still watching, it's probably because you're tired of the cycle. Tired of the late-night bathroom runs. Tired of the weak stream, the discomfort, the constant worry about your prostate. Tired of feeling like your body is slowly slipping away. But now, you know the truth. You've got 3 science-backed habits that build a solid foundation. You understand the silent enemy, inflammation, and you've been introduced to the natural ingredients that go beyond symptom control, restoring the balance inside your body. But here's the good news. You don't have to hunt down these herbs individually. You don't need to guess dosages or play trial and error, because there's already a formula that brings it all together. A doctor-formulated, clinically dosed supplement trusted by thousands of men over 60 who want one thing: to feel like themselves again. It's called multivitamin, and it's specifically designed to 1. Reduce prostate inflammation. 2. Improve flow and bladder emptying. 3. Support healthy testosterone levels. 4. And help you reclaim energy, sleep, and control. No drugs. No side effects. Just a natural reset built for men who want results. So if you're ready to stop coping and start restoring, If you're ready to stop planning your life around the nearest bathroom, click the link below this video and see what this formula can do for you. Your prostate deserves it. You deserve it. Because the second half of your life shouldn't be about shrinking options. It should be about expanding freedom. And it starts right here. By now, you've heard everything. The science. The real stories. The warnings that most doctors never mention. But here's the harsh truth. If you don't act now, nothing changes. Your prostate won't magically heal itself. Your bladder issues won't just go away. And those quiet warning signs? They'll get louder with time, with age, and with every missed opportunity. But today, you have a shot at something rare. A solution that actually works. Backed by real men, real research, and real relief. But here's the catch. This isn't some mass-produced gimmick flooding every store shelf. Supplies of insert supplement name placeholder are extremely limited, especially for first-time customers. And when the current batch runs out, it could be weeks, sometimes months, before it's restocked. So if you're watching this and it's still available, don't wait. Because you're not just buying a bottle. You're investing in peaceful sleep, fewer nighttime bathroom visits, better energy, and confidence you haven't felt in years. It's not hype. It's not wishful thinking. It's what happens when nature finally meets the science of prostate recovery. Click the link below now and secure your supply while it's still in stock. Thousands of men already have, and many say it's the best health decision they've made in decades. You've come this far. Don't stop now. Your body is asking for help. Now it's time to answer.